Good morning. Good morning. Let's upgrade our dating experience. I'm Roya Mattis. I'm the creator of SHE-ness Tribe, the CEO of SHE-ness, and I am not on a soul mission. I'm on a mission to collect incredible women that have a heart to help, a mind to make a difference, and a spirit that's elevated, that's saying, you know what, my whole existence is made for something more. Not only am I meant to achieve in this lifetime, I'm also meant to experience the joy that comes from that achievement in every avenue, from my professional to my personal life. Also, I love to attract women that are wanting to collect instead of compete and compare, to truly connect, understanding that when women come together, as we're supposed to do in a healthy way, we're really made to evolve and be better as a collective. So our mission in SHE-ness is to understand and love fully self, and then to be able to fully love and embrace our sisters, and then to invite our men to. It's a complete mission of unity. The top thing that I do is I help up-level women's physical energy, manifest their feminine energy to attract the relationship that they crave the most. Is at the end of the day, you're with you everywhere you go. And I don't care how successful you are in one area, if one place is lacking, like your body or your intimate relationship, it is going to feed into the rest of your persona and your life and the feeling and the joy that you express and experience on a daily basis. So we're meant to be abundant everywhere. So today, the reason I chose to talk about up-leveling and upscaling your dating experience is because there aren't enough really good, incredible resources, especially for women that want to call in a king. There's a lot of dating tactics and there's a lot of techniques to attract the people, etc. But when you want to have the it all in this world, in your life, you've got to be able to have really a lot of clarity on what it is that brings you to your optimum best, and to be able to wipe out the noise of a lot of misunderstandings and misgivings that unfortunately we've created, especially in the US, on what it is to be in relationship. So I'm going to debunk a little of that, and we're going to take a minute and prepare for something that's going to eat up or add to a lot of your life. So I've done 800 hours of in-person training. I'm actually at 850. Deep dove with everything with Tony Robbins. I've been with Brendan Bouchard. I've been with Mama Gina. I've been with Sheila Kelly, Rachel. And so I just want to say that I'm a hungry learner, and I'm learning along with you, and everything I believe that I go through and grow through, I'm supposed to give back. We're supposed to leave like crumb trails for each other, to have stepping stones to go further faster. So it's a combination of that immersed training. I've invested $160,000 in this kind of education, and been coaching for 20 years. And I was in a 25-year relationship, married for 22 years. And I'm blessed to have a fabulous relationship with him now. I did beat myself up for a long time and not being able to make that marriage work. And the journey of the deep work that I do with women is stemmed from the uncoupling and uncovering of how I contributed to a flatlined marriage. So I'm not an advocate for divorce. I am an advocate for you to have the very best version of yourself. And prayerfully, that can be with the partner you might already be with, or in finding and attracting the new one. But you have to prepare yourself to not create the patterns that you had before. As an achiever, I was showing up in a lot of masculine energy. At home, I thought that I was being helpful, running the households, stepping in when he felt overwhelmed, making a lot of decisions. You get the picture. And what ended up happening by accident is we ended up with lack of polarity. He was turned into a pleaser guy. So the reason I'm giving you this backdrop is as we go forward in dating, there has to be clarity on what do you really crave, not what you're told you should want, that you should be independent and you should be self-sufficient and you should be all of those things. And even though you're fully capable, somewhere inside of you, if you're really, really honest with yourself, knows you can do it all, but you don't want to have to. And therein lies the discord and the disconnect. So we end up in these relationships where you have two masculine energies. And if your man is masculine at core, so I'm speaking to a heterosexual relationship, but it can translate into other types of relationships with masculine and feminine. It's always going to be masculine and feminine energies attract. In fact, other situations, the gay community does a much better job of finding masculine and feminine energies and working in that than actually heterosexual communities. But for ease, I'm going to talk about man and woman for 1 second. So the male comes with a masculine energy. And if you come with that too, one of two things are happening in your relationships. Either you're butting heads and you're fighting like dudes, essentially. And the challenge is as a feminine at core. So if you crave to be held and taken care of by your partner, somewhere inside of you, if you knew it was safe to do that, if you could let go, if you could be free, if you could trust somebody enough, then you're feminine at core. Okay. So then you walk off the battlefield carrying that, and he walks off the battlefield not carrying it as deeply because he's built to fight. The masculine is, and the feminine is built to commune and collect. Okay. Or you have this pleaser guy. Now you're battling and he's like, oh, I freaking give up. Just whatever. Just be happy. And he says yes to everything. Yep. Okay, sure. Yes. Oh, whatever you want, babe, whatever you like. And now you've got a feminine energy guy and you're feminine at core. And now you don't want to have sex with him because you're not attracted to this feminine energy. And he's thinking, I'm doing everything. What more can I do? Why doesn't she want me? And we're not able to articulate. It's because there's no polarity. You don't have that draw to each other and that safe space to land. Got it? So my marriage, that was one of the main things as I start to deep dive. And so I teach women how to call out that feminine space. You still need both, you guys, but we're talking about a river here. A river has a bank and a river has water, the masculine direction of the bank, the feminine water of the free flow. And so in dating, we need to access more of the free flow part so we can call out the masculine bank that we so internally crave in the safe spaces in our homes. I've also led sales teams and mentored, reached the tops of my companies. And so with all of that, I've come to you to bring you the very best, because when you present yourself, it's actually in part sales. Now, what I want to be clear about though, is this is authentic, absolute truth of you coming to the table authentically you, but in a way that is inviting and not fighting, in a way that's clear and compromised, in a way that understands when you recognize a king and when you don't, and in a way that your profile weeds out all the garbage, the low-level vibrational guys that don't want to raise up to a fine, enhanced woman. You'll get them occasionally, but you'll get them out fast. And your profile attracts those high vibration guys that want somebody like you, want a woman that can go in the world and tear it open and come home and rest safely in his arms. Okay, I'm going to show you some responses I've done. So then I went out, brand new in the dating world, some years and back, only a few years back now, and I was in literal shock. I was like, oh my God, this was not like this 25 years ago. Nobody had dating apps, and it was just jarring for me. And so I hot fired into this dating situation, and I made a lot of mistakes at first. And then I began to unwind and unravel and find the system within it because of my sales background. And strategy is, if you know about Strength Finders, strategy is one of my top 5 strengths. So in these, I have so many, it just keeps going of responses. And so I just want to read some of this to you. That's the best pick / profile total combo meal package on this app. I'd love to talk to you sometime and see if we click. You're a beautiful and insightful woman. Very attractive combination. Boy, I swipe at least 98% to the left, so I hope you take this as a compliment. He's quoting this one's quoting what some of my profile, edgy jokes and insight, intellect, love your vibe. Curious to hear more about what you're passionate about. Wow, after reading your profile and being totally impressed, I realized mine is much more surface and likely does little to show the depth of my character. See there, you're already inspiring me to be better. Calling out men that want to level up is what I'm going to show you in the next, in this next 2 hours together. So we're going to start with just some of the basic things. So I'm going to give you kind of the outline. We'll talk about the actual look of apps, because apps is where we're going to meet people on average these days. You can meet them out and about. You can meet them on meetup groups. Absolutely, you can meet them in your church community. If you go to church, you can meet them in your work, maybe those kind of things. But so many, we're virtual a lot now too, right? So we need to figure out, how are we going to find that connection that creates the kind of expression experience that elevates us to our very best. Here's the thing. Do you need a man? No, you absolutely do not need a man. Do you internally crave that? There is a craving. And if you've shut that off, it's because of history of damage and you didn't know what to do. Remember, the brain is created for 2 things: for survival and to avoid pain and to avoid death. Yeah, to avoid pain and to avoid death. So it's going to history to protect you. But your vulnerable core at some point wanted to find love. And so here you are. And so we're going to open space with clarity of that invitation. Why? I've got to give you a warning. If you've been single for a long time, you have been running in masculine energy for a very long time. Usually it's going to be your primary energy unless you have trained up to call out the feminine. What is the danger of that? You might be achieving, you might be successful in certain places, but your body starts to pay the price. You're going to become, if you're not already, extra tense, extra agitated. You might be feeling pain in your lower uterus. You might be feeling extra tension that's unexplainable in your shoulders. You might clench and grind at night. You might have to take antacids. Your libido might be actually really low. You might not have a sex drive after a while. And so, or you might be having casual sex and you're not feeling that love connection, because you can actually accidentally, if you have casual sex a long time, and I am an advocate for whatever the heck makes you happy, and there's an awareness. I play too. I made up for all the years of not being free like that. And then I realized, okay, so I learned about more deeply about what's happening in the feminine body. And so we've got to know that there's this biological thing that's built in us to connect. And if we have a long-term casual sex, we start to shut off that capacity. And then we're driving in this high masculine, which is accidentally repelling the high level masculine man. Okay. Also, we become more and more unaware because we think that's just the way we are, and we're being proud and we're having standards. Okay. I'm going to show you how to have standards without repelling that it is that you crave the most. Standards does not equal defense. We're going to talk about inviting instead of fighting. Okay, so we're going to go to what the app looks like so that it brings out the type of, calls out the kind of king that you want, radiates queenness and softness. Okay, at the same time. Then we're going to go open for Q&A after I show you what the app looks. Then we're going to talk about the profile write-up. and what the words, what strategy you want in being authentic in your words. And then I'm going to talk about my favorite apps and why and what the differences are. And then how to vet a profile quickly. And then once you choose one, what's the introduction like so that you can make the right impact and stand out. And then we'll go into when he asks for your phone number, what to do. And then the first date, how do you invite the masculine to show up so you can be more in your soft feminine essence and have that, and eventually find that safe place to fall and to be held and to be seen and to be turned the frick on, to be wet all the time with him. And then I'm going to tell you some resources of how to dive deeper into that truth of self and calling out that feminine, which we're not going to get into today, but I am going to help you not leave you there. And share with you what's coming up. Okay. All right. So are we ready? Any pause, any questions at this moment, comments, concerns? Okay. I'm going to go on and now show you picture profiles. Okay. So there has been a lot of psychology research, of course, on what are we communicating when we don't know we're communicating. So what they found is that the number one attracting look for the male, masculine man, is a tilt down head and eye contact into the camera. So this is my dating profile photo that's communicating tenderness and sophistication and invitation with a little bit of sensuality. Why? If you notice, I'm giving a slight smile to the camera. You can do a full out smile. Either one, doesn't matter. I'm looking at the camera, which actually unconsciously communicates that I'm trustworthy. I'm showing my neck. Offering the neck is a vulnerable thing and a sensual thing to the male. He wants tender vulnerability when you're communicating to him. And I'm not over, I have my makeup done, as you can see, but I'm not overly made up. Now they like to see a finished product. They also like to see a knot, but just remember that men are wondering, what do you look like in the bedroom when your makeup comes off? So if you have so much on that he can't tell what you look like, it does create reservation for him. All right. Now, you want to do a variety of photos. You don't want to just do one. And I don't know about you, but most women that I talk to, and men included, they want to know what your teeth look like. People have a thing about teeth, believe it or not. And so I'm going to share with you my variety of photos. So the second one is a little more innocent looking, and I'm showing a different look. My hair is back, and now they can see my teeth, as you can see, right? Let's see if I can make this bigger. All right. The next one is a more casual look. What would I look like if you picked me up at a bar? The next is professional. This is what I do in profession. I speak. So I'm giving them a peek into that. Now I'm being a little bit sexual, but not overt. And then I'm letting them see the shape of my body. So we've got smiling face, looking at the camera. You want them to see you in a dress. You want to see the business. You want casual, and you want classy, sexy. Those are the varieties of the photos that you would want to have in your profile. Some of you might want to show that you're a mom with your children. Some of the ones that allow more photos, I do have one with my kids where they have their mask on, kind of letting them see like I am a mom too. But you're talking about a dating site. You're not talking about being a mother, but you are going to mention it for sure in your profile. Okay. Here are the do nots. Do not put yourself only in your work situations in your photos. Do not put your messy looking photos, the ones where you can't really see you, the grainy ones with a bunch of your friends. They don't know who the heck you are. So if you're going to put one looking like you're having fun with friends, make it like your third or fourth one once they recognize your face, okay? Do not do duck lips. I can't tell you how many guys are like, I hate the duck lips, this one. Don't do it. They don't like it. It's not turning them on. It's not working. Do not airbrush out the heck of your photograph. You've got to look like you when you show up. And they can tell if you look like nothing, like you can tell, right? So don't airbrush a tiny bit if you're going to, if at all, but don't over airbrush your photos. Do not put old photos, more than 2 years old. If you look different, as long as you look the same, but don't put old photographs of the younger version of you. It's not going to work out for you in the end. And do not do more than one with your children if you're going to show them, because honestly, they're like, ooh, excited. And then it makes their dick go limp. I mean, it's just like, you're different, right? So you're talking about relationship here, no more than one of your children. Okay. Any questions on that? And then if anyone wants me to look at your own profile that you have out there for feedback, I'll take a couple of minutes to do that really quick. Let me know if that's what you'd like. Can unmute.
Hey, Roya, it's Jen. So I just joined, what was it? Not Bumble, but it was like one of the other apps, and I'm very, very new to this. And so obviously I changed my profile pictures up a bit. It was funny because the one that you started off with like the neck, like side, yeah, I actually put that one as my profile. And interestingly enough, I got, oh, you seem like you're trustworthy. And, it's all about the eyes for sure. And it's all about like how you come across in the pictures. But, I think the biggest issue for me now, or mainly, is setting up, the prompts, the introductions about yourself. And I think that, just kind of,
the written word and the profile,
the written words and stuff. Yeah. And so, obviously I think that's where I'm kind of lacking. And, I'm very gray to this area. So it's just one of those things that, maybe getting prompts and whatnot, and kind of getting, what are the key words, without obviously like, picking off of somebody else's.
I got you, Jen. That's what we're going to do next. I got you. Do you want to show, or you're on your phone, I think right now, I was going to say, do you want to show your pictures and let me kind of give you feedback, or is that probably not possible at this moment?
I'm driving right now, but I should be home in a few minutes. So if at another break or whatnot, I could do that.
Yeah, we're going to have another open spot for Q&A. And so if you log in through your computer and then you can hold your phone up, I'll give you some feedback on your photos.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Isn't this fun? This is just so fun. I love this. Okay, so now let's go into the profile write-up. So you made a perfect segue for us. Yay. Okay, so the profile write-up, first of all, I recommend that you put a fake name if you can, because when you intro them, they're going to, a couple things. It gives you some anonymity. And then when you intro with them, you share your real name and your first hello, because you've already felt like, hey, I'm interested enough to say hello, right? So then they already feel like they're a part of your special circle, knowing your name. It's a subliminal attractor that goes, ooh, I'm extra connected now to this girl because she just told me her real name. And they want to feel like in the profile that you're writing, the number one thing I want you guys to think about is, what are you going to give in the relationship, as well as what are you going to receive? What are you going to give And what are you looking to receive? So many of the profiles that I coach over, it's all about what you want, what you want, what you want, what you want, but what are you also going to give? So check out your profile with those eyes. Remember, everyone has a sign around their neck, make me feel important. What is it about me? So what are you going to give to your person, your ultimate person in relationship? They want to be able to get a little bit of a peek into that. So where does that start? That starts with you getting clear with what you want most. And if you're confused about that, you want to get a coach to walk you through those kind of deep thoughts. Also, if you've had challenges with the relationships, failed relationships, I don't see them as failures. I see them as stepping stones. If you've been challenged with it, I hired a coach after my divorce because I was like, I just want to make sure that my window, my view is not foggy, that it's clear, that it's not tainted with history and overcorrecting or undercorrecting or falling into old patterns or not really like seeing accurately men, because blind spots are a blind spot, you guys. And what we grew up with as a child becomes normal subconsciously. So there were things I didn't know, like even though I was conscious that my dad was a good father and not a great husband, and I didn't want to have my dad as my husband, so to speak. When I chose my person, I never felt anything once when I kissed him. I thought he was an attractive guy, had all these other things, but I didn't I didn't have any value to intimate attraction. And the only difference between your partner and a friend is the intimacy that you have, that sexual attraction you have. Well, because I was subconsciously wired, because my parents had great cohabitation, but no passion, barely pecked, uncomfortably held hands. It was just it was a blind spot. Back then, it was just a blind spot. So get a coach to look at your blind spot. So you've got to have real clarity on what's going to raise you to your highest vibrations. Also, you got to guide them to your intellectual interests, your physical activities interests, and your spiritual stance. Make your profile a little peek into your intellect, your physical interest, and your spiritual stance. Men actually can care less about what you do. You see, women think we're supposed to present like men, or we're supposed to get our act together and have our career and blah, 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 and then find the guy. As a female entity, the male, the masculine male that you actually crave, strong women, queens, is a man that is confident in who he be and wants to have someone to take care of. So it doesn't mean you can't be highly successful. It doesn't mean you can't even make more money. But when you come into that relationship space, he could care less about what the frick you do. They want you to be confident in self-love and passionate about something. High caliber men want you to be confident in self-love without aggression. Remember, the most confident people actually don't boast their confidence. The most confident people never put someone else down and come with bravado. When you see that, I want you to now recognize it as false confidence and insecurity. Defending because I've got to make sure I hold on to this. Self-love and self-confidence is very open. It's very inviting. It's very willing. It's very malleable. So be passionate about something and sexually awake. They want you sexually awake, but not leading with it. And when I coach women about calling in their king and really inviting, I have a whole thing I'm going to give you. And that if we do that, coach, I'm going to give you a clear picture that will give you complete clarity and guidance on how to take that guy you're really attracted to, now help him in this subliminal ways to see you as the prize that you are without ever having to say it. And we make mistakes in overtly leading with sexuality because we think that's going to grab them. I'm not saying you mute it. I'm not saying you ignore it. I'm actually very sexual personally. And I let them know I'm awake and open to it, but I'm not letting them, not an open door to anyone being able to access it. It becomes a thing that they know, like, oh, okay, because if anyone can have her, then I'm not that big of a deal for having her. Every guy has an ego and he wants to feel like a big freaking deal. Okay. If age is off more than a couple years in your bio, in your profile, be sure you put it in your bio. So if you're like, my Facebook app says I'm 10 years younger than I actually am. So in my profile bio, right up front, I'm like, age is, app is wrong. Okay. Because you've got to establish trust from the get-go. The minute that they don't feel like you have these slight things and you're just getting to know each other, you've got to establish trust. Okay, I'm going to give you guys an example. I'm going to read some of my profile options. Let's see, right here, a short one and a long one, and then I'm going to open it for you, and I'll be happy to. We're going to take about 10 minutes to open it to your profiles, and I'll give you hot seat coaching on what it is you have in yours. So go ahead and get yours up if you're online at all. So here's a dating ad, and I'll give you the psychology behind it in just a moment. I love all cultures and people. I love trying new things. I want to see even more of the world, pushing the envelope to extraordinary life, both personally and professionally. Finding the empowering meaning in good and bad is important to me. I grew up with 3 brothers, so I can easily casually hang, and sometimes edgy jokes just come out because my barriers are low. You can take me from sweats to a gown in the same day, giving them visuals. I like to flow from intellectually stimulating convo to ridiculous belly laughs, to being challenged, to being held. I'm deeply passionate about many things in life, and I seek a safe place to trust the insight and intellect of a man and decompress into my pure feminine, to let go at times and trust him to lead. I believe in beauty of yin and yang, and the energy is everything. I do need alone time to rejuvenate about once a week or every other week. See, I'm sharing my truth of needs and standard there. A healthy lifestyle is important for me, and I'm not apologizing for who I am, right? But I'm also not shaming anyone that's not. A healthy lifestyle is important to me for a vibrant, long, enjoyable legacy leaving life. Being a conscious parent to my 2 children is a passion as well. Raising self-confident, loving, generous, spiritual children who honor their light and dark, standing in their truth, and want to leave the world better. I love being the best. I love to bring the best out in people, including my man. I believe a part of my gift to him is through my feminine embodiment, which I work to call out every day. I believe empowering him both intellectually and physically. A heated connection that is prioritized is critical. That's my long version. My short version is travel a must, pushing the envelope to extraordinary life, both personally and professionally. Finding the empowering meaning in good and bad, from hiking clothes to a ball gown, an intellectual convo to ridiculous belly laughs. Being challenged, then held. Empower him intellectually and physically. Healthy lifestyle. Then I have a write-up for my match. I'm going to pause there for a second. I'm going to go back. I'm going to dissect this for you just a little bit. So in the top portion, culture, for me, I know that I need somebody that is culturally awake and that wants to travel. That is not somebody that wants to just stay stateside, and shouldn't say just, but doesn't want to stay stateside alone. I like an open-minded, so I'm going to lead with that. Travel, I want to see even more of the world. That's important to me. Now I'm also sharing some of my character, that I want an extraordinary life, personally and professionally. So I'm showing that I am a professional woman without going, this is what I do. Here's my resume, right? And what is my character? I like to see the good, the empowering meaning in everything. That's my character, Okay. Now I'm going to share how I am. So I like to be, I can hang casually, and guys like to have someone they can hang out with. Okay. Do a little bit of guy stuff with, but not be a dude doing it. So I talk about sweats to a gown. So I'm still a girl, but I can hang with you, right? For me, the mind is very important. So I talk about intellectual, but then I don't want to seem like a serious stuffy, because I'm not. And then I talk about belly laughs. So now you can imagine us hanging out, what it would seem like, you see? And then remember I told you they want you to be passionate about something. So I wrote the word passionate in my bio. I also wrote about how what I want to give, right? When I talked about I'm going to give my pure feminine, I call her out. I work to call her out every day, that I believe in yin and yang, right? And then I share that when I talk about my children, I share the mother piece and how I like to have, how that's important to me. So they know that I'm not somebody that's just going to be whisked away into his life. I need someone who's going to show up in the whole gambit. And then I end with, I love to bring out the best in people, including my man. Remember, everyone wants to know, what are you going to do for me? So here's what I'm going to do for you. I believe that part of my gift to him is my feminine embodiment that I work to call out every day. And remember, I said you want to show that you're sexual without being sexually overt. So here's where it is, where I talk about empowering him both intellectually and physically. A heated connection that is prioritized is critical. What am I saying? Sex and passion is important to me. I want to have great sex with you, but I'm not going, I'm really sexual, I want to F a lot. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that. Do you see what I mean? That's how you're calling in a higher caliber, sexually awake, masculine man that wants to take care of somebody and not keep her down from her career. Very clear that I'm into a career. Now, when I talk about my match, here's what I say. An optimistic, emotionally aware, authentic, driven, giving man who stimulates my mind and body. He wants to see the world, parentheses, travel is big for me. In fact, let me share this, my screen. I should have shared my screen because some people are visual. Here I am. He wants to see the world and leave it for the better. Values family, fitness, lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, and understands what it means to be a secure masculine who owns himself, not through bravado or arrogance, but via self-development and self-awareness. And then I share what I'm looking for, pushing the envelope to an extraordinary life, challenged, then held by him, empowered him intellectually and physically. So this is kind of a, some apps have different categories, and it's a repeat, ultimately said similarly. And then what do I want? Commitment takes time. I'm ultimately looking for the one. So that's what I'm here for. And then there's a shorter version of what I'm looking for the man. Okay, and then in case you come back to the recording and you want to screenshot this, remember, this has got to be authentic to you and your needs, but in case you're searching for some clarity or some verbiage, you're welcome to screenshot and pull whatever you'd like if it's authentic to you. Okay. Now I'm going to open it up for questions and feedback on your profiles. This is your chance to be seen in this moment. I know it can be a challenge to take what's in your heart and articulate it. Who would like to share?
I'm back.
Yeah.
So I was able to pull my profile up, and I have it on Hinge, which is, I'll get back on camera, which is really the only one that I have on now, and then Coffee Meets Bagel, which I'm still fairly new at. And so with Hinge, and again, because I'm fairly new, it seems like the written prompts are very limited to their wording. And so I was able to, you know, for example, where it says, you know, the one thing that you should know about me, you know, I was very specific, which I'm pretty sure I could, and because of the wording count, like you really have to be careful with, you know, what you want to put. And so I put, you know, introverted, extroverted, which is what I am, you know, and I put healthy balance, for example, charismatic, loyal, thoughtful, compassionate, funny, grounded, adore my dogs, adore my family and dogs, and I'm a protector. So you can see my background, all dogs, and that's my office. But and then, you know, as far as leaving a comment, I love to travel and explore, even if that means solo. So I'm a solo traveler. And so that is something that I'm passionate about. And so how do I bring that out, you know, in my pictures? And I'm not, it's funny because I'm not a selfie person, and I'm very
A wedding person?
a selfie person. Like I'm not one, like I'm very, and I think that's the introverted part of me where I don't like the limelight on me. Even the others are like, oh, you need to do this, and it's just not me. And so how do I mean, it's like you're selling yourself in a way, and I don't want to mean it in, you know, not in the wrong way, but you know, ultimately that's what you're doing on these apps. And so how do I bring up those qualities on the app, even if, you know, obviously some of them are very limited in like the word count versus those that you can kind of go at length and, you know, to the examples that you put on.
So let me talk about the picture part for 1 second. So we do a lot to put our best face forward professionally. And so I think it needs to be seen as the same thing for finding our ultimate relationship. And you can miss somebody accidentally by having pictures where they can't tell how radiant you are. And you don't want to look made up in all of them. You need a combination. But I would honestly recommend for a woman that's really serious about maximizing her time, minimizing the junk that's pulled into her, and allowing the best opportunity to say, hey, I'm one to look at, and then have more selection yourself coming in, is to hire a photographer that does social media photo shoot. And social media photo shoots can be really cheap because they're just taking the money you spend for a photographer is when they take it back and they do all the editing on it and stuff. But a social media photo shoot can be like $60 sometimes, maybe 100 max, and they're literally shooting it with the phone, and you're getting all those pictures. But you've got somebody that's got the right lighting, and they've got your full body in some of it, and it's all about you, and they know how to take your best angle, right? So that's what I would recommend. One photo shoot for anyone's never had it, by a social media photographer. You can just Google and find them, and go on Instagram and see, you know, put in photographer and put in your area, and you'll see a bunch, and you'll meet for an hour, and there you go, it's all ready. Okay, now in your app, what I noticed, Jen, is that you've got a lot of things that are common placed. So it goes into white noise. You're like, I'm introverted and extroverted, I'm caring, and okay, so can you hold it up? So I'm actually visual myself. So can you hold up your actual wording there? Okay, there you go.
It's going to be backwards.
Extroverted, healthy balance, charismatic, loyal, thoughtful, compassion. All right, we're going to take out the healthy balance because it's already clear. Yep. We're going to take out charismatic because they have to decide if you're charismatic. Press the button again on the screen. It went darker. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to take some of those words: charismatic, thoughtful, compassionate, funny, grounded, and we're going to alter them into a description rather than a statement.
Got it.
Okay. So for example, when you're talking about being compassionate and so forth, then what are you who are you compassionate to? So you might say, you know, a lover of my friends, or caretaker of everyone, anyone that I love. That shows that you're compassionate. Does that make sense? But that paints a picture to me. And then when you said that you are loyal, you can use that word. But you can say, well, I don't know if there's enough words, but like, once I commit, I'm committed.
Right.
Right. Loyal is one of those that I would just, it creates a picture in itself. You can leave that word in. Read to me the other like bullet point ones, the little words in there. Passionate,
compassionate, funny, grounded,
okay.
Adore my family.
So funny. Yeah. Love to laugh, or love to make other people laugh, love to entertain. Well, entertain is putting on a party, but making others laugh. Or you can put what brings me joy, making others laugh.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. What else? What's it?
Grounded.
I don't know what that means.
Grounded in the sense of like, well, I mean, obviously there's a lot. It's a small word for something that would come into a bigger conversation, maybe taking it out. I think, because, you know, grounded in a sense of like, you know, have my family, have my like work lifestyle and whatnot, you know, personal lifestyle. So, but I'm able to kind of combine those into one and still not lose myself as a person.
Okay. So what you're really saying, are you have, now I'm going to just, I don't know if this is it, old world values, or you want a well-rounded life?
I think well-rounded life actually might be better. I think grounded, because I was trying to figure out what would be the right phrase to use, and grounded was the only one that would come up. But I think well-rounded lifestyle actually sounds better.
Yes.
Because I mean, to your point, the fact that you pointed that out, it's like, what is she talking about? You know, so it's again, grace-based that I was mentioning before.
In those short things, every word that's read from an outside perspective should not create question. It needs to paint a picture. Now, we can dive deeper in it. I can end up actually helping you write your bio fully, but I've got to move to the next section. But one last thing I want to say is, as you know now, there's nothing about what you're going to give to him in there. So how do you like to show up in relationship? And there's also nothing that's a little bit of a tease. So do you like to belly dance? Do you like erotic dance? Do you like BDSM? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you know, is passionate connection important to you? Do you want to have someone who, you know, you want to physically connect with every day, or twice a week, whatever it might be for you? Be specific-ish. There are some guys that have a lower libido and they want somebody that would want to be intimate twice a week, and they have others who want to daily. Which are you? If you want to kind of tease in that way, you can, because this is what we're looking for, intimacy. So we can't leave that out of the equation.
And I think that's, you know, I think you hit the nail on the coffin, because like, how do you come across, you know, similar to you, like I'm a sexual person, you know, I don't want to, you know, be with a partner who doesn't have a strong libido, because I'm going to go running out the door. Yes. Right. And so how do I come across without it?
Well, you can literally say high libido.
Okay.
You can.
Okay.
High libido. Easy, said in a way that's not like fuck me every day. You're just like, this is it. I have a high libido. Now, if you have a sexual preference that's more edgy, I think it's very important that like some people are like, they want to have somebody that will dominate them, like they want to be a sub, for example. So if somebody wants to be a sub, you got to put sub. Otherwise, you're going to have all these guys and you get to the point of sex and it's like, ooh, I don't want to be a dom, because there's differences. There's top, there's bottom, there's sub, there's just, you know, dom, you want to kind of just be controlled a little in the bedroom. There's a whole range, or you want to control someone else. There's a whole range. So what's, if you've got a more of a range on this side or this side, you've got to state it up front. And it doesn't matter that you're weeding out a lot of people. You got to weed them out, because ultimately, like you said, like if you got a low libido guy, you're going to run.
Yeah.
So I've had guys that are like, I'd love to be dominated. And I'm like, yeah, not going to work for me. Just for me, not going to work for me. And so we've got to have those kind of like, this is called the certainty of who I be.
Right.
This is the part that's not negotiable, because that's your body need. So your introvert need, maybe you need some alone time. You might not even say, like, you might not even have to say introvert, extrovert. You could, but you could, if you have a longer profile, you could describe it a little bit more. But you know, your sexual need is like daily intimacy required.
Right. Thank you.
Great questions. Love it. Okay, let's talk about these apps actually, and the differences of these apps. I played along with, I'll tell you which ones that I have personally exposed myself to. Let me fix the screen here. Okay, I played with OkCupid, Bumble, Meetup, Nextdoor, Hinge, Match, Upscale, Luxy, Kick, Plenty of Fish, and the bagel one, which I ended up deleting. The bagel one, Coffee Meets Bagel. Coffee Meets Bagel, to be honest with you, in my area. Now, if you're watching this and you're not in the Northern Virginia area, this might not apply to you. In my area, I found it to be on average lower vibration type guys. Maybe not also as successful in business. And because of one of my needs is I need someone to be more successful than I am. Most women do, not all. I need him to be more successful than I am. And so as I was going through the process with that app, it just kept showing me time and time again, like, I'm going to feel like I have to take care of him, and I don't want to do that. So my number one favorite app is Bumble. I'll tell you why. My second favorite is, then I like, there's certain things I like about Hinge. There's certain things I don't. Certain things I like about Match and they don't. Okay, so we're going to talk about these. Oh, also Facebook. I've been on Facebook also. Oh, and it's not an app, but it's a online dating platform, and it's called Millionaire Match. And then there's a 4M Club that has a private matchmaker, and there's lots of private matchmaker ones, so we can talk about that too. Okay, so the reason that I like Bumble the best is because Bumble has a lot of features. So, and it allows you to control the amount of influx you get. As a woman, you're going to get a lot of men hitting on you. Now, what you're trying to do, or reaching out, what you're trying to do is weed out to where you get the kind of men that you want to have reaching out to you. Maybe then less, but it's less noise, it's less time, it's less weeding out. Bumble allows us to have voice communication. To me, this is the number one thing that makes an app stand out, is if it allows you to have your voice communication. As a woman, I've paid once for 1 month on one app. It was, I tried it on OkCupid. I believe that was the one I did it on. But really, we have the upper hand on apps. We can opt to not pay. So you can, if you're not wanting to, you really don't have to have high success. So Bumble's features let you video, they let you do audio, they let you do emojis, they let you type. So remember, in communication, 7% is words, 37% is tone, and the rest is intonation. 37% is body language, and the rest is intonation. So the power of voice in communication is huge. I can't tell you how many women say to me, oh, it was going great until I heard his voice. I mean, voice matters, you guys. You get on and you get this voice, and this voice is like nails on a chalkboard to you, or not, or to turn off. You're like, and no, I mean, because let's face it, when we get older and we don't have our bodies left, the voice is still going to be coming out, and it's going to go, honey, I need orange juice. And you're like, oh God, stop speaking, just stop speaking. So I like to weed out. So I'm going to tell you the patterns too of weeding out in a second. All right. The thing that, so Bumble's my number one. You get to swipe when you want to, you can control the amount of influx, and you get all of those features when you're communicating. Hinge seems to have some really quality people on it, and they have a section where you can write, you can do a lot of good writing on there, and like really kind of share and get to know. And it's a very clean app to work with. Match has a lot of things to write on, but I think it leaves a lot to, so you can really communicate. It seems to leave a lot to be desired in the actual platform usage itself. OkCupid, you can write a lot in OkCupid, but you're going to get a wide gamut. You can find really high quality guys, and you can find really low vibration guys. And they can message you at any time, so you can just be flooded. So when I first got into the dating app, I didn't know about filters, and I didn't put any like distance parameters. And in 48 hours, I had 1,848 private messages in OkCupid. Now, if you need an ego boost, which we all do sometimes, go to OkCupid. There's a ton of people on there. And of course, I knew how to write a profile. I knew how to have the pictures ready. And it was seriously, like, you'll be reminded there are plenty of fish out there. Okay. The millionaire match one. So you can write a lot of things in the bio. There are no real features in there. It's just plain writing, and you got to be careful. Let's see. It is called Millionaire Match, and the challenge that they have upped some of their game with it. I'm logging in so I can show it to you. There are some guys that are in there just with entitlement. Like, they think they can show their money, swing their dick around, and you're going to fall over for them because they make a certain income. But there are also very nice and very humble and very loving guys. So you have to be very careful though how you write your profile, that you write it high quality and high caliber. If that's you, and you're not a gold digger, but at the same time, like, I want a financially secure, abundant guy. I mean, if I can have the it all, let's face it, I would love to meet a guy that turns me on, that makes my mind go crazy, that supports a career that I have, and that makes millions a year. Why would I say no? Why would I say no? So it's one of the things I kind of just like look around on here, but I found the activity in here is not as high. Like, I think that these guys have this app, but they're not on it as much. And then you too have a variety of income-based people here as well. This one shows they put in how much money they make on Millionaire Match. Some say verified and some don't. Okay, Facebook is a crap show. You can't even voice text properly. It just keeps blipping out your voice. Like, you start to, if you're a big voice texter like me, like, if you want to say a lot to someone, to sit there for me and like type it all out, I want to be able to dictate it, go and edit it and send it out. And it just keeps interrupting. It'll pause. Like, you say one word and then it stops. You hit dictation again, and then one word and then it stops. So the communication is challenging. However, the swiping portion of the platform, there's a lot that shows, there's these people that show you their likes, you get it for free, and so you see who likes you, and you can just scroll through who's already said that they like you. And so, but it doesn't seem like people are in the private messages as much, because I have a lot that will match and then I never like end up actually talking to them, for example. So that's kind of an overview on some of these. The private matchmakers. So 4M Club, most of her clientele is 55 plus. So if you're in the 55 plus range, she's a private matchmaker. I've talked to her personally, very nice woman, and really takes the time to make sure people are quality and accurate and so forth. And women can go in for free. Men have to pay a lot of money to be it. So it's very affluent men will be a part of it. She said to me though, Roya, like mostly these guys that I'm meeting with, they want a woman that could move to where they are, because they're very established businessmen, and most of them need you to go to their plantation or their homes and so forth, and not have to be where, you know, your small children are, for example. So if you're free to go anywhere, 4mclub.com, and you're looking for a more senior man, it's a great service. And there's lots of matchmaking services. Some will ask women to pay. Here's the other trick. For the ones that ask you to pay for the matchmakers, do the opt out, and then you're going to get this email often that goes, well, guess what? You get to be in our pool for free. And if you make a profile, then we'll keep you in our database. If a match comes up for a guy, we'll contact you. So yeah, you're not going to have an influx. It'll be a background thing, but you'll still have that service, so to speak, for free. Okay, another hot tip on your apps is if you hit dead spots in your influx of messages and likes, and if people of interest to talk to, if you go off the app, you put it on pause for a few weeks, and then you come back. When you come back, they give you a free boost. So they expose you like, oh, she's back. We want to hook her again. We want to get her endorphins going so she doesn't leave our app. So they boost your profile in front of more people. So it's not you have lost your zest and your ability to attract people. It's that they're not showing you as much in the rotation. They're putting the people that paid, and they're putting the people that are new on there. So if you're feeling like you've got to have that boost, choose a couple of apps at a time and freeze the other ones, and then cycle through them. The only one I keep open most all the time is Bumble. It's kind of like my go-to back to if I want, but I like to keep 2 or 3 going all the time and freeze others to help you recognize that you have a lot of worth and a lot of choices. And so if you just stay on one app only, sometimes you can say yes when you want to say no, because you say yes to the good enough instead of the great, because you don't have as many options and you're just wanting to have some kind of opportunity or entertainment, let's face it, or some human connection in that way, and flirtation. So make sure that you don't position yourself to make needy choices. Okay, let's talk about how to read. Oh, I have a whole seminar if you'd like to know about attachment styles. Attachment styles helps you vet very quickly to know who is he. Is he anxious? Is he avoidant? Is he secure? Ultimately, we all want to find a secure in relationship. You're not going to change them, girlfriend. You're not. And so even if you find a phenomenal guy in so many ways, but he is an avoidant, for example, you're not going to keep him forever or for long, or you're going to be playing the stupid dance. And so for somebody who wants to call in a king, you have to understand attachment styles also, so you stop blaming yourself and questioning yourself and wondering, are you too much or too little or whatever. You can find that energetic relationship match on the front end. So let me know if you want to have some coaching on attachment styles, so you can have solid ground in knowing what kind of style are they in relationship. Okay, so let's talk about how to read their profile in vetting. So there's first layers and second layers. So when you're opening a profile, I'm going to just use a Bumble really quick. When you open a profile, you have to be able to assess quickly. And you can just do this, like, for single people, it can be just a fun, like, gambling, brainless, doing nothing thing, right? And so you're just laying in bed. And the first thing, of course, you look at the picture. And this is why the first picture far away is dumb. Like, I can't tell what the heck you look like. Now I got to press on it if I'm interested enough, and I got to open it. Now look how this dude's standing. He's not attracting anyone with masculine energy right now. Nobody coached him on this profile. No, look at him all hunched over. Like, how am I going to follow you with your hip all out and your shoulders rolled in? No. So anyway, first thing you do is you look at a photo, and then that'll make you swipe or not. If you're interested enough in the photo, here's the order of application of what you're going to look at. First, you're going to look at their age, because you need to know, like, you're going to start to get to know what ages can I most relate to for a relationship, if you're looking for a relationship. Okay. Sometimes I played in the younger ages, sometimes I played in the older ages, and then I started to narrow. So sometimes you're just going to play in the ages. But once you've narrowed it, look at the age, then look at the height. Sorry, sisters, the height matters for most women, and guys know it. It just is what it is. So every app has the height on there. So I have found that I have to have an X height. And if it's below that height, I've tried it several times. Many times I'm like, I keep wanting it to be okay. It's just not. I cannot feel taller and bigger than the man. For me, I cannot do it. So for you, it might be different. What is your height? So you look for that minimum height. If he's really, really hot and he's got really, really great accolades, but he is below my height, honey, I am swiping left, because I've tried it and tried it. So the first piece of vetting is their photo. The second is the age. The third is the height. And that's all in the top right here. I'm not even looking at anything else yet. Okay, age, height, gone. Okay. And then if you want kids or if you don't want kids, kids is huge. You're not changing whether or not they want kids. So look for the next thing. Find out on the app, where do they show kids? So this guy wants kids someday. Well, I am done having kids, honey. I'm 47. I've got 2 kids. I'm swiping. I'm taking that right off the thing. So next thing you're going to look at is kids. Smoker. If you're not a smoker and you don't want a smoker, look and see, do they smoke or not? This dude never smokes. So that's good. I would never even get to the smoker thing, because I would have swiped left on the photo to begin with. So photo, age, height. Do they want kids? Smoker, pot. How do you feel about it? Check it out. Drink level. Check that out next. So then we've got smoker, pot, drink, location. Okay. Sometimes, depending on how wealthy they are, location doesn't matter. If they've got a really flexible schedule, if it's okay with you. But if you need somebody right there, like if you have a high libido, it's going to be really hard for you to have a long distance relationship. You got to have them local to you. So look, where are they on the map? And then you look at their job. Okay, do they have the kind of job that attracts me? And then what is their religion? And if religion is really high on your list, put it to the front, babes. Like, go look at age, height, religion. I have it on, for me, it's like, it's important, but I've got a larger range of what's okay with me. So that's where I put it in my order. Okay. Put in the order of importance to you. This is before I ever read their bio and their words. So don't go into, I got to read all their bios. Let me scroll to their bio. And some guys don't write much. Some guys write a lot, but these are the bullet points that allow you to make an educated decision fast. Okay. Over 40 friends, if you have kids and have been married, I strongly recommend that you only go with men that also have had both. Up to you, but I've coached so many women, and it comes down to, if they are over 40 and they have never been married, they have a very hard time adjusting to what it means to really sacrifice in relationship and come together with someone. They have had so many years of solidifying exactly who they are, no matter what. And at that point, there's usually something in attachment style, which you'll learn about with me if you'd like to, that is not going to allow a firm relationship for long or intimate one. Okay. The kid portion, there's something that happens to you when you have children that you cannot express or explain. And to have the kind of understanding for your children that he's going to need to have, if he's going to be your life partner, ultimately is very challenging to describe and to get support on and to get insight and maybe some like help with, right, from that partner that's never had children. So that's just my expression and my experience with dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of women, and that coming as the overarching result. If you want a relationship, let's see. Yeah, okay. So I'm in that. Okay, next, then you look at the rest of the photos. So now you've looked at the bullet point things, and now you're going to look at the rest of his photos before you even read the bio. Because here's the mistake women make. We have compassion. We have heart. We have the ability to connect and to compromise and to be so understanding and to have holistic view. You start reading his bio and you're not attracted to his photos, you might swipe right because you love his heart. Well, honey, the difference between intimacy and friendship is intimacy. So I want you to be like a dude next. I want you to see, am I physically attracted to him through the photos? If not, you're actually doing him a big disservice. You are leading him down a rotten path, because you're only going to be impressed and mesmerized for so long. You become a friend. He could be a great friend, but he's not on there to have friendships. He's on there to have intimate relationship. So I want you to look at the photos next. You're going to look at his mouth closely. Do you want to kiss it? First thing I want you to ask yourself, do I want to kiss that mouth? Next thing I want you to look at is the body. What's his body language? And is his physical body looking like a physical body I would want to have pressed inside of mine? Like, I just want you to freaking ask yourself that question. What's in the background? So now when you're looking at the photo, you're going to learn a lot about his lifestyle and maybe his finances, his way that he keeps his house, the way that he's the people he surrounds himself around. So when you see a photo and now you're interested, he got past those bullet points, right? You open the photo and you're literally going to be looking around the photo. How does he keep his space? Like for me, I need a clean environment. If I don't have a clean environment, I get grumpy. And if I get grumpy, I'll get nagging. If I get naggy, I'm going to turn into not the feminine creature he wants. I'm going to turn into a masculine dictator, and I'm going to be somebody I don't want to be. And I'm not trying to change anybody. I'm trying to find my match. You're trying to find your match. So does he have like junk like hanging everywhere? Does he have boxes in the background? Just like, maybe he just moved, maybe, but I'm trying to make a quick decision. And so like this guy has a neat background. He seems like he's probably in a modest middle class, financial space. That's fine. Maybe he likes to just keep things simple though. I don't know that until I start to talk to him. But I want you to look at the background and decide, do I like his environment? His friends, do they look like, what do I think about that? When a guy is like surrounding himself around other beautiful women in his photos he's putting here, it screams insecurity to me. Like, hey, look, I'm enough. These other pretty ladies like me. Sorry, you're too insecure to lead a secure woman like me. Okay. What vibe do they have? How do they hold themselves? What's their vibe? What's their attire? Does it feel like a vibe you would love to hang out with? That's his world. Would you like to step into his world? That's the question you're thinking about when you're looking at his photos. Some guys like to fish a lot, for example, or hunt a lot. Like for me, like I'm not a hunter. I know I can contribute to that. If he does it as a hobby and he doesn't say like he loves to hunt and camp all the time, he's looking for a camping friend. Well, I love outdoors. I like to hike, but I want you to then take me to the 5-star hotel and clean it all off. So that's just like that's knowing thyself. I've got another friend. She wants to go to the top of the mountain. She wants to camp in a tent on the top of the mountain in the cold and run around naked in the cold. Like that's what she wants. So she wanted an outdoor hunting, fishing guy. So now you're looking at his words. His interest is the last piece. It should, for women, we usually want it to be the first piece. It's the last piece. Read the words, because let's face it, attraction differentiates the friends. If you wanted a friend, you'd read the bio first. If you want a lover, you look at all of these other things first. Are you with me? Okay. So now we've gotten to where we like the dude enough to we want to make an introduction. If you're on an app that allows voice, love, you're going to do the voice every day, all day long. Do not type. Now, if you type, do not say hi and be done. A high quality man has options. You need to stand out with care and interest in him. Now you've read his bio. You need to say something about his bio if he's written anything. Now, if he hasn't, I will literally call it out, but not with shame. I'll say, your bio doesn't say much, but I couldn't resist your winning smile. So I'd love to get to know you better. For example, that's something that I might say. Okay, so it's not like, hey, I swiped on this because I just think you're hot. I do want to get to know you as a human, but you didn't tell me very much. Okay, it's a rare one, but I will do that sometimes. Swipe on them without it saying very much. Usually I want them to put effort. So in the voice option, you're going to mention a couple of things from his bio showing that you read it. Say your name in the beginning and the end of your voice message, and then type your name at the end with a smiley face. So this was my first message to this guy. I'll just let you hear it.
Hi, I'm Roya.
Okay, you hear my tone? My tone is not the business tone I'm giving you right now. My tone is, now I'm a soft woman that is looking for a masculine man. Now, because guess what, you guys, I'm going to ask you this question. When you are only one dimension, are you more or less authentic to being you? I want you to take example of a 2-year-old, and a 2-year-old can have a butterfly in their hand one moment. Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful butterfly. I love this butterfly so much. It's so sweet and so beautiful and so gentle. And then the butterfly flies away and the 2-year-old goes, so is the 2-year-old being less or more authentic to self? More authentic to self. So you have a variety of self. I hope you don't come home as the person you are in your office. This is what many women make the mistake of doing, and you don't have relationships that you love, crave, feel turned on by, feel held by, feel seen by, feel supported by, because you're being the dude. So now you're going to hear a different tone.
I think maybe Tin Cup is your app name, but maybe it's your real name. And if so, I'd love to know the story behind it. I loved your profile because it was a mix of connecting, heart level, but also certainty and strength of what you know is right for you. And that's very attractive to me. And I like your descriptions. I'm Roya. I'll type my name below.
Okay, and then I typed my name below with a little smiley face, not an open like, hey, but you know, the one that's the smaller smiley face. If you Yes. Okay. If you go with written, the written one, let me see if I have it. Like if they don't have the ability to leave a voice. I apologize. I don't have it here for whatever reason. So literally you're just going to say, hi, my name is such and such, or since you're writing it, you could just leave it at the end and you say, I loved X, something about their bio. Looking forward to getting to know you better. And then your name. If you'd like to ask them a question, you could do it up front. Hi, such and such prompted me to ask you a question, or brought up this question in my question, and ask the question, and then say my name, looking forward to getting to know you better. My name is, with a little smiley face. Men like seeing the feminine use emojis. He may or may not use them, but they actually like seeing you use emojis. So he wants that different breath of free and flow and femininity. And so emojis is a part of femininity. So don't hold back on using emojis. Don't write him something that looks like he could have gotten it in a business email. Now, you're going to lead him to ask for your phone number. You're going to say, I'm loving our communication so far. It's going to be, okay, so write this down. If he's not asked for your phone number and you're ready to take it to the next level, because some guys are shy or hesitant, it's very confusing in the dating world. Some guys ask for the number right away, and I'll tell you what to do with that. But if he's not, here's how you can do it by inviting. I don't want you to give your phone number first. The reason I don't is that's a masculine leadership. And now you're setting up the polarity that is not going to work for you. So you're going to invite his masculinity. I'm loving our communication so far. It's going to be amazing, yummy, fun, whatever it is for you. Insert the adjective. Amazing, yummy, fun, to see what it's like voice to voice. To see what it's like voice to voice. If he's activated in his masculine at core, he will ask for your phone number. If he is not ready for you yet. If you do like the butterfly coming out of the cocoon and help the butterfly along and take the cocoon off, you got a little withered winged butterfly that will never fully grow. That's what you would do with the dude. You would have taken that cocoon off. Don't do it, girls. You'll never have a fully embodied masculine. You're testing the water right now. So I'm loving our communication so far. It's going to be amazing, yummy, fun to see what it's like voice to voice. Boom, the end. Not, do you want my number? No. If he gives his first and just like puts it out there, I'm so looking forward to connecting by cell. My number okay. So then sorry, let me finish this portion. I'll tell you there. So if then he gives his number, I'm looking forward to connecting by cell. Here's my number. You say, here's my number as well. Do not text him first. Okay, you're like, Roya, you said you weren't doing rules. You said you're going to be authentic. I'm also turning your head on its axle that has been pointed in the wrong direction of making you miserable in relationship or uncomfortable or frustrated or unembodied. And I'm going to help you set up a masculine feminine dynamic that's going to make you really deliciously, passionately happy. Okay. So you're going to give him your number in response. It's going to give you his number, and then you're going to give him your number in response. If you text him first, you're setting up masculine leadership. He is in a test of masculine right now. Can he initiate and lead the dance? If he doesn't, you haven't lost. You've won. You know early. Now, if he gives his number really up front, like he's like, "Oh, I love your style. You left this voice memo. Nobody does that. Here's my number. Let's get to know each other better." Not yet. I do want to definitely exchange numbers early on, but not immediately. So then the answer would be, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you feel that. I'm feeling that too. I'm looking forward to getting to know you better. Let's stick on here a little bit longer and then we'll share." Okay, so I didn't shame him for offering. I gave him a reassurance. I told him I wanted to go that way, but I'm going to make him work a little bit harder for my phone number so he doesn't take it for granted. So once he gets it, he knows it's important. Because once he gets your number, you're also waiting for those outreaches and you go into this different mode of expectation as a feminine sometimes. So set it up to be what you're looking for. Yeah. All right. Now, the order of vetting before you meet in person, overarch looks like this. Number one, you're going to look at the profile in the way that I shared, so you can go through quickly. Number two, if you can, voice message in the app. If you can't, and you go into texting, voice memo in the texting. If you are an Android or he's an Android, you can go to your voice memo app that everybody has in a cell, make a voice memo and send it. Why? Because you want to invite to hear his voice, and the communication really starts to happen when you can hear the intonation, right? And I don't want you wasting your time. If his voice is a turnoff, honey, it is. Sorry, we can't change your voice. You're just done. You're on to the next. You're vetting right now. Okay. If I can't hear by voice, I will set up a video. Now, I used to, when I was first starting, I would set up the video chat and it would be indefinite. It would be like an hour chat with every one of these guys. It was a freaking part-time job. So do not, though, get dressed, go out of your house and meet him, especially in this season of COVID and so forth, until you have video messaged. I have on occasion let them send me a video message first before we meet if I can't actually talk to them on video, because I need to see, you need to see their mouth move. You need to see how their facial expressions go. You need to hear the voice with the guy attached to it to get enough of the 2D expression to know, do I want to see 3D? I can't tell you how many people I have canceled in seeing their video and was like, oops, sounded good on paper, sounded good through the voice. Don't want to see that expression again. I mean, it is, because your energy will tell you, do I want more? And if you don't, you're not a pleaser in this space. You're a vetter. Okay. In a nice way, but you're a vetter. So the videos now, I just go, hey, let's just pop on video just really quick sometime today. What might be good to you? And just 2D it for a second. Okay. 2D it for a second. Video for a second. Why? Because I don't want to be locked into an hour with somebody that I know that I have no interest in. So he pops on, I pop on. Oh my gosh, it's so great to see your face finally. I'm Roya officially, so-and-so officially. Yay, it's so awesome to meet you here. And then we dialogue for a second and go, okay, oh my gosh, I gotta run. Now, if I'm really into it, enjoying it, it can just organically expand. Well, you haven't committed that time. Now you get to go on the date. Do not have sexy photo shares with anyone until you have met 2D, or they've sent a video saying your freaking name. Because I see women like right away, oh, I like him through the app thing. And they start sending these sexy photos. And it's like, you don't even know if it's like an 18-year-old kid or a 95-year-old man. Like, you have no idea. So let's just hold tight, sister. Make him say your name in the video or video chat him first. Now, also, you're not going to go full out. Remember, you're showing your interest, but he doesn't get to see the goods until he's deposited some time and you've decided you're feeling the same vibe, okay? You don't need to hook a guy overtly sexually. They're already thinking about sex with you or they wouldn't be there. They're already interested in that with you. You just need to give them a peek that, yeah, I'm open to this, but I'm not open to everyone. And I got to see if I'm open to you, right? And then when you start to first develop that relationship, you know the rule, you don't, or if you don't, like, if you're going to like play that online, cool, don't show your full face. Do them without your face because you never know what's going to happen on the World Wide Web. All right, setting up date plans. Setting up date plans. Let him lead. Him lead. Not capable, you. Him. Not awesome, you. I'm going to say it again. Him. Not organized, you. Him. Not picky, you. Him. He's going to lead the first date. We need to create a platform for you to be held, to be seen, to be turned on to which makes him feel like he wants to take care of you. Feeling held, seen. He needs to protect and be respected. You need to feel held, seen, and turned on. He needs to feel he needs to be able to feel like he's being called to protect you, be respected by you, and be turned on by you. The number one need in a man is to feel respected. The number one need in a woman is to feel loved. You need to be protected and loved, and he needs to protect and feel respected. Men and women are so confused. They don't know how to treat each other anymore. Overall, we're feeling as a society unfulfilled in our relationships. You're getting to know his style and choice of, so like when he's setting up that first date, it allows you to also get to know his style and his choice of where he takes you. Even though you might have really wanted to go to XYZ sushi place, it's the best ever, and you really wanted to try this new place, and he takes you to some dive somewhere, he's showing you his interest. He's showing you what he thinks is great. Does it match with you? You're vetting right now. Let all the information come to play. Yeah. Style of communication. Does he handle the details or not? If you really want to be led by a man, is he communicating with you? Is he handling the details? Is he making a reservation? You want a king. Leadership you can rely on and let go into your feminine freedom. This kind of expression in you is going to be invigorated and invited by the type of man that can stand in the gap of capable you. Now, he might not know to do that because society has skewed all of the information. So it's not that he's incapable sometimes, it's that he's unaware that you would be okay with that. So he might ask you, where do you want to go? So now we're going into the dating now, okay? Now we've done the video, we've done the audio, we've done the video. Now we're going to go see this guy. And he may say, well, where do you want to go? He doesn't know anything about you. This is a critical moment, sisters. This is a critical moment in setting up the dynamic of polarity that is the potential in this relationship. So here it is. Do not choose the place, even when he says, where do you want to go, unless he's really from out of town and he has tried to find a place and has no idea of the location to you. Some men are just good at figuring things out and some aren't from out of town. So in those occasions, you can guide it a bit because he's coming all the way in. He's already picking his hotel, his flight, the time with you. He's leading in that way, initiating this. And by the way, if a man is interested in you, don't you dare go to him first. And he's from out of town. You are setting up a masculine leadership if you do that. Men that are really interested are hunters. They will come to you. They will pay to be there. It is not unusual. They will get their own hotel. Not unusual. And you do not need to repay him with your body. You are still vetting him unless it's what you decide you want to do because you want to do it, not because he made the trip. He is fully aware that he is courting you. Okay? And you decide. So you say in response to, where do you want to go? What would you like? You say this, write this down, girls. You know what would really turn me on? You know what would really turn me on? Now, if you really want to capture your attention, you're doing a little sexual innuendos, you can use that phrase. You know what would really turn me on? Pause. Or if you text it, leave it there. If you don't want to use the turn me on, you can say feel amazing. You know what would really make me feel amazing? Or you know what would really light me up? You know what would really light me up? Pause. Then he's going to text back or he's going to ask you, tell me. The masculine wants to please you. A grounded, good masculine man is going to want to please you. And you say, if you would choose. If you would choose. Now give him some guidance, followed with, my only preference or need is, so for me, it's gluten-free. My only need is gluten-free. But other than that, would you choose? Or you might be a vegetarian or whatever. Would you handle the details and I'll follow? That would really turn me on. That would really light me up, but that would really make me feel amazing. And if he is masculine, he is freaking on it. And you just lit a fire in him that was not ignited before and an indicator that goes, take care of this girl. And that's what you're wanting. You're inviting for it though. You're not telling it. You got to take care of me. No. All right. Now we've moved from planning the dates to the in-person portion. Questions. I'll pause here for a second. Any questions? Good so far? Okay. So now we are in person, making space for the king to shine. Now I have a 10-week workshop called Becoming an Energy Magnet. We're kicking off the next round and it happens to be the give back rounds. It's going to be our winter edition, starts February 1st. It's a 10-week virtual journey with a twice-a-week meetup. Everything's recorded and transcribed in the teach portion because I work with very successful, busy women on average, and you don't know what's going to happen. So you don't have to get tied up of whether or not you can be to all of them, but I do want to let you know that being there creates the community that you also crave that will take you on your journey to uncoupling and rediscovering. So to really be prepared in the best version of you in this space is we take and we build your physical energy first. Everyone can heighten their energy. I can tell you more about that if you want to know about physical energy enhancement. And we rewire your subconscious into a new identity so you don't keep yo-yoing and defaulting back. So it's a rewiring. You choose what you rewire. I tell you how. We increase your physical body energy so that then you're ready to take on emotional work. Now we're going to learn to see where you've contributed to the pains that are causing your discomfort, because we all contribute, and then how to call out the feminine energy, how to release trapped pain and emotion. You will actually release fat that's stubborn that you've been working to release. But guess what? Fat actually is a beautiful encaser of emotional disease discomfort. And if you like have stuff that you've been working on and it just won't go away, it's an indicator that it's actually encasing emotional stuffing. And so we teach you how to move it through the body and out, so you won't have that stubborn hip fat or that belly fat anymore, and you have healthy grounded weight. So I teach you to work with your mind and your body marrying, which gives a superpower, which is so under taught. And in the US, we don't know how to access that feminine emotional space and really release it. And if it's not focused on and helped properly, it will turn into dysfunctional ways you show up in the world and or diseases in your body. So then we teach you how to move that through, and then how to invite the masculine you crave, whether you're in relationship now or attracting the one that you want. So we'll dive deeper, okay? And all that info is on my website, SHE-ness.com. We literally just put it out there. It's it's 1/3 of the normal price right now. It's normally $37.47, and we slashed it to $1,200 because I want women to have the capacity to learn this stuff, to not have to go through the years of pain that I did and the $160,000 of investment that I've made to finally freaking figure out the root cause of the challenges that we have in our relationships and and when you open that sexual chakra too, you actually open the portal to abundance. So I've had people double their money. There's all kinds of testimonials on my website. You can check it out. ProPay has payment plan options. If you choose to pay through ProPay, they do have that. And then we have an in-person deep dive also, and I'll show you that flyer at the end. There's certain things you can't do virtually. So we're finally getting together in person in January 21st to the 23rd, and I'll share that with you. All right, but now here we're at the in-person date. We're making space for the king to show up, okay? And gosh, I have some videos, but we're gonna go into the share. I'm looking at the time for everything. First thing is, you're going to put your phone face down on the table or in your purse, showing him that he has your undivided. If you have children, you have to make sure that you're available for something. Put your phone on vibrate, put it face down, or put an alarm. Like I have an alarm for a certain time that I like to tell my son good night. And I'll be like, I just need a minute to step out and say goodnight to my son, which they respect that too. And I don't care if they don't, I'm doing that. That's a part of who I am, okay? So have your phone face down. When it's car door time, if he's walking to your car, saying goodnight, you step to the side and signal for him to open it. You don't do this signal. You literally just move your body and you open space to let him open it. I can't tell you how many women are like, I can open my own dang door. Yep, you can. And you're miserable. So let me show you how to be happier all the way around. This is an invitation for polarity to show up. Some of these old school things are actually the new cool. We realize why they're there. When it comes to the door, don't bulldoze through it. Don't open the door or open it for him for the love of chicken. You are going to come to the door and step back. If he is a masculine already, he's going to go to open the door for you. But some guys have been conditioned out of that from being shamed for unawake other women that are telling them, no, don't do that. You're making me not equal. We are equal in different ways, especially in relationship. So step back. So you're walking up and then you just give him a look and a smile, and he'll know to open the door and you say, thank you. And you walk in, okay? It's the equivalent of back in the day when they would drop their little handkerchief and they'd look at the man and let him pick it up. It's creating polarity, sisters. It's a part of, we're still biological creatures. And you have to play to calling that out. This is going to keep you from griping and whining and take you into a juicy, delicious inviting. Okay. body space. Okay. So let's say you go for your first thing, you just go get coffee. You order the coffee. Don't pull out your credit card at that coffee stand. You order your coffee and you open your body to him. And it's not that you're cheap. It's not that you can't pay for your coffee. It's that you're inviting masculine leadership. And you kind of give him a look. You just kind of like, you're like, da-da-da, order, yes, I'd like that. And then open the body space for his to come in and put his card in there. If he doesn't, ding, ding, ding. Sorry, dude, you didn't pass a big test. A masculine is going to go, no, I'm going to take care of that. Now, paying at the end of a dinner. It is polite for you to offer. We hope that he says no. You do not say, we're going to go Dutch. No, I don't care if you don't like the dude and you're never going to get back together with him. You don't signal, because you're practicing your feminine too. You do not say, oh, let me pay for my half. There's going to be a rare occasion that you end up doing that. And guess what? You're not going to see that dude again because he's going to be a friend. He's not going to be a lover. So when it comes time, the polite way to handle it is he's likely just going to pull the bill to him. And you just graciously go, oh, thank you. Or however you say it. Don't go, no, let me do half. No, you're creating polarity and you're following his lead. Now, if it sits on the table and now he starts to get his wallet, you pull your purse up. Don't get your credit card right out. Pull your purse up. You slowly start to open it. It's giving him time to go, no, I got it. If he's asleep and he doesn't, and you pull your card out and he has his, then we go, okay, let's do half. Ding, ding. He's not in masculine leadership. He might be capable of it, but he is not going to be able to give you the kind of heat you're looking for. His leadership, his masculine security is shut off, and you're not here to fix somebody. Taking his arm when you walk is a beautiful signal of giving him leadership in a beautiful way and initiating your femininity. If he wants to take your hands and you're feeling his vibe, do it. There's so much more in body language and calling out the feminine and how to communicate it and being a queen and being cared for at our workshop deep dive in Atlanta and on our 10-week virtual journey, Becoming an Energy Magnet. The Atlanta one is called Uncaged, and I'll tell you that in a moment. Okay. I want you to bring in your purse, a mini toss away toothbrush for confidence, or these kind of breath mints. They're called, TheraBreath. And before you leave the restaurant, go to the bathroom, do that little thing. So if there decides to be a kiss at the end of the night, you're not holding back your authentic passion or your authentic lean into him because you're worried about your breath. So of course, be sure to bring that. Don't over lipstick when you go to the bathroom at the end. If you want to kiss him, maybe put a light little tiny gloss on to go, hey, here's my lips to kiss, or nothing, or lip balm, because you don't want to rub it. You don't want to put red lipstick on and put it all over his face for that kiss goodnight. If you don't want to kiss him goodnight, put it on, sister. You can still have another date, not have a kiss the first time. It's up to you, whatever it is you want to do. Okay. Don't think about anything that makes you feel self-conscious in that moment of good night with him. Women in are the most beautiful when they own the ground they walk on and enjoy the skin they're in. So whatever you decide to wear on that date, own it, baby. Just keep saying, I'm just going to embody it. Even if, your love handles are hanging out of the side, a man will be attracted to a woman that has all imperfections but loves herself way over a perfect looking woman that's self-conscious about herself. So fake it, honey. If you have to, just act like you love every inch on your body because it invites him to be freer with you and feel the same way. Do not talking about needing commitment on this date. When you talk about that on the first date, you're looking needy. Like, I'm looking for a deep relationship. I want to find the guy I'm going to get married to. Well, you already have those kind of indicators in your profile. He knows you're not wanting to just like sleep around. And if you'll, or whatever, if you do, then you do, but it's up to you. You don't want to talk about, I'm looking for my marriage mate. You don't want to seem needy. Okay. Now I'm up front. Like, if they're like, well, what are you looking for? I'll say something like this. I'm not needy, desperate, or urgent, but I'm only spending time that I ultimately think could go in the direction of my ultimate partner. Okay. So I'm not needy, desperate, or urgent, but I'm only spending time with those that I think could ultimately go in the direction of my ultimate partner. So they know I'm looking for that. And I said those, like, I'm not saying with the person. You got to really capture my attention for me to not be spending time with many other opportunities. It will naturally happen. In the workshop of Becoming an Energy Magnet, I'm also going to teach you how to communicate through your body, through your tone, add flirtation, draw it away, but not in a place that's inauthentic to you, but just creating awareness and some of the verbiages and some of the things you're doing accidentally that's blocking that intimate connection. And communicating your needs without emasculating, dictating, or shaming him, and how to recognize if he's an avoidant, an agent, or a balanced, secure attachment style person. I'll be teaching you that in these workshops. Pro tip: don't be afraid to require a blood test before sex. They actually really respect it. Does it catch all of the sexually transmitted diseases? No, but it does give some indication, and you'll be surprised how quickly they can get a blood test once you say it. Now, once they get a blood test, that doesn't mean automatic entry into your body, unless you want it to be. Totally up to you, but it does indicate your standards, and it gives him like this other signal. Hey, this is a high quality woman I'm not going to mess around with. I'm going to treat her well. So I hope this has given you some confidence and some security and some knowledge and some shortcut tips to getting you to where you are, to where you want to go, and stop making the accidental, incidental mistakes that we will inevitably make because we don't get taught this stuff. It's like whatever's passed on by your girlfriends. Yeah. So I'm just going to share with you this flyer, Becoming an Energy Magnet, a 10-week online program. You just happen to step into the Give Back round, the winter edition, starting February 1st, ending April 8th. We meet for a teach session for 90 minutes and then a Q&A hot seat coaching for 60 minutes. So we meet twice a week. Again, it's recorded. You're getting it at $1,200 only. And again, ProPay will have payment options if you like. All the details are on SHE-ness.com. If you're unsure, you can sign up for a free discovery call. And I'm really honest with you if I can help you or not, or if there's other resources. I have, like, my Rolodex is very large because I've been through a lot of personal development, then meeting a lot of high quality people. And so I will be happy to point you in the direction that would be best for you for your next best level up of you. Remember, you're always going to have you no matter what, no matter where you go. And the number one person to invest in that women don't realize is you. It is sacred to invest in yourself, especially, I think one of the things that people don't recognize is that your body will always be with you, And so we've got to fix the physical body energy that you show up with, the subconscious to be in alignment with your wants. Then we go into the feminine embodiment, and then we go into what relationship is. And all of this increases abundance in finances and in your personal life. So I think when people go to like fix things in the new year, they're going to pick their body, or they're going to pick their relationship, or they're going to pick their work, but it all goes together. So I give you a holistic approach. I can't tell you how many people are like, where has this been? I've needed this all my life. Oh my gosh, there's nothing else out there like this. So now I want to end with sharing this flyer for the event, the live event. I'm so excited to bring it to you. Oh, let me stop. I can't find the screen for 1 second. And closing. Uncaged is a unique experience. I can't find the whole thing anymore. I'm losing myself here. Oh, my screens are just being funky. So I'll just show you the top piece, and then you can go to SHE-ness.com, she-ness.com, and again, get all the details under the tab Uncaged. Uncaged, revive and renew the goddess in you. You'll join myself and Jessica of Reclamation to Rewild to a live experience. Jessica's being flown in from Barbados. And the reason I hand selected Jessica is because she's been directly mentored by Sheila Kelly. Sheila Kelly is the premier feminine body coach for erotic embodiment. She works with Tony Robbins. She has a special on Netflix. And I worked with her personally, but I'm not certified in her practice. Jessica is. Sheila has stopped doing live events. You can only get her through a platinum partnership with Tony. I invested $120,000 in that. So did Jessica. Most people would never take the time or want to do that. So we're going to bring her exact modeling, her knowledge and her expression to this workshop. And we're going to introduce to you 10 erotic creatures to help you uncover and discover who are you sensually and sexually before somebody told you who you were, or you got bound up by the lies and the restrictions that are placed on a lot of us in that realm, and to up your level of self-love and self-confidence and really knowing yourself. We're also going to get to journey of learning how to effectively release your emotions, to heart connect with other women, to learn what you're expressing in the world and how you're unconsciously messaging your value and your openness to love and be loved. So we're going to go through 3 steps with this. We're going to go through feeling and awakening, releasing and restoring, embodiment and movement. You'll ultimately release trapped fat, and you will ultimately open the portal to financial abundance even more, and to manifest and call out or call in the king that you crave. It's going to be held in Atlanta, January 21st to the 23rd. It starts at 7 p.m. on Friday. All the details are on there. Currently, today, it expires. We have a $400 off early bird special. So go check it out really fast. If you are really interested and you book a discovery call with me today, but you're like, I don't know, I need to talk with you first, Roya. If you talk with me in the next couple of days, the next 48 hours, I will hold that early bird price for you. But that's just a special thing that I'd have to then go to my media manager and fix it. The price is going to go up online after tonight, by tomorrow morning. All right. There's certain things you just can't do virtually, and it is going to be that's going to be one of those expressions that will literally change the trajectory of your life for the better. Do you have any questions or comments as we close out this session? And I hope you feel like you got every penny out of your investment today. We good? We got quiet ones. Okay. Well, God bless. Have a powerful day. Thank you so much for being here. Look forward to getting to know you better. Hope this is the beginning. And Please keep me posted. Tell me about your results. I need to know. I need to know. We need to help each other and leave those breadcrumbs for other women who come behind us. Bye for now. I'm Roya Mattis, and I'll see you at SHE-ness Tribe on Instagram. SHE-ness Tribe, SHENESS Tribe on Instagram.